So what I'm gonna do is this, for the past one, The Queen of Time, I just listened to the entire CD and then I reviewed it. This time I'm just gonna listen to one part at a time. Right now, when I'm filming this clip, all that I've listened to is part 1. Then I'm gonna listen to part 2, review that, part 3, review that, part 4, review that. So all that I've listened to so far is part 1 of many. So, as soon as the episode started, all that we could hear was clocks ticking. And it was then that I realized it was all going to be creepy. And then when the Doctor and Charlie landed and stuff, then I was like, the Doctor's here, everything's cool. And then all of a sudden we flash to this mansion or wherever it was. That's the thing with Big Finish, because you can't really see anything. So you just have to imagine and hope that you're right. I feel like the girl who is like being told by everyone, you're doing everything wrong, you know nothing. I feel kind of bad for her. She's doing her best. She's trying to work her best. You can't blame her for doing her best. And like Charlie near the end comes in and then she's just like, oh, you frightened me so much. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't have spoken without being spoken to. So far, there haven't really been a jump scare other than that scream at the very end. The Doctor's just like, whoever was keeping us out has decided to let us in. Long pause, and then all of a sudden you just hear a high-pitched scream, and all I'm thinking is, what's happening? And then the credits roll, and I'm like, I saw this website, I don't know, which was listing off like the best cliffhangers of each Doctor, and of course, since all of the 8th Doctor had a movie, and since it only ended, at the time, all that he had was the movie, and it ended with just the record skipping, not much of a cliffhanger, so the guy had to dive into the audio adventures, because he's not going to leave the movie. The Night of the Doctor hadn't even come out by the time he did it, but yeah, and his actual chosen cliffhanger was the Chimes of Midnight Part 2. So, yeah. This is kind of funny. I'm outside, and I'm bouncing the camera on the pot. And that's YouTubing for you. Using what you have in your surroundings to get a good visual. So, if you haven't figured out by now, I'm pretty much going to be spoiling a lot of the CD. But yeah, too, I'm being sure to listen to these episodes like just before I go to bed. But it's morning now because it's not that I fell asleep during the episode. I just listened to the episode and then I went to sleep, and now I'm reviewing it now in the morning. So part 2 is pretty much just as creepy. It's like, you know, since I was listening to it just before I went to sleep, I can't remember that much. But first off, I have never even heard of plum pudding, and apparently is the best food in the world. I am sick of everyone just like, Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without the plum pudding. And I'm like, someone just died, and then a woman just goes, oh, I see, you rather care about an old stupid girl in my plum pudding. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, yes, duh. People are like stupid. But the Doctor's just like, it'd be kind of hard to drown yourself while standing up in the sink, because as soon as you fell unconscious, you would pull your head out of the water because you'd fall down, and then you'd start breathing again. I would say it was impossible. And they're all just like, yeah, well, maybe since she was a very stupid girl, maybe she didn't know it was impossible. Yes, that's it. We solved the case. She didn't know it was impossible to drown yourself while standing up, so she did it. Cliffhanger was quite interesting, how the Doctor found out that each death was on the hour. What I don't get what I would like you, listeners who have listened to it, to leave a comment down below explaining to me, how did the Doctor get the watch? Because the guy was holding the gun at him, and then he's just like, give me the gun. And he's like, no. He's like, very well, give me the watch. And he's like, what? He says, well, you can't shoot me with a watch on you, and then he just hands over the watch. Like, what is that? Is that like a tradition, or is it part of like a bigger... Is it just because the Doctor knows that the people are stupid, so he just said something stupid and he agreed with it, or am I missing something of the bigger picture here? Or maybe it'll get revealed in parts 3 or 4. I don't really know. Okay. Actually, I can't wait. I'm not gonna wait till tonight to listen to part 3, so I did it this morning. Sorry, I'm trying to get the picture at the right angle. I guess I could just do this. So, yeah, I just listened to part 3 the same day, pretty much directly after I just reviewed part 2. So, yeah, everyone's switching careers and everyone's thinking like everyone's like forgetting that people just died and thinking that other people died instead and asking if they died themselves. I'm not really finding it creepy anymore, I'm just kind of finding it confusing. I'm glad that because if it wasn't for Charlie and the doctor pointing out that things were weird, then I would probably think that I'm just listening to the story wrong, and I would listen to it 150 times before I finally got that it was meant to be weird. But so I don't really know what happened at the end, but I guess I'm gonna find out. And there, it's done. Now, before you get all worried and stuff, I want you to know that I have listened to Storm Warning. I haven't listened to that Fandagory or whatever, or Sword of Orion, even though I have bought them, but I have listened to Storm Warning, and I have seen the He Who Moans CD thing for the 8th Doctor and stuff, so I did know, when I was listening to it, I did know that this connected to the fact that Charlie was supposed to die in Storm Warning but didn't. And yeah, even though that I haven't listened to any of the CDs in between Storm Warning and the Chimes of Midnight, when the Doctor was getting Charlie to remember him and he was mentioning all of their adventures, despite the fact that I haven't listened to them, I still felt that I was supposed to be feeling yeah. But now I don't know if this is supposed to be a Halloween special or a Christmas special. I think that was released in February. But this might be an okay CD to listen to if you're thinking about suicide and everything. I can see why so many people like it. It's definitely my favorite 8th Doctor story so far, even though I've only seen the movie Storm Warning and the Chimes of Midnight, I think. Yeah, the Queen of Time was 2nd Doctor. Again, if you want me to review a certain CD, leave it in the comments below and I'll be sure to review it. Who knows, maybe I will be able to review them all at some point. So subscribe, like, comment, all that. Bye.